Before we jump into the details, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, so you never miss an update on the latest crime cases we unravel together. Lori Vallow, cult mom who killed her children, sentenced to life in prison. Let's start. Lori Ryan Daybell, also referred to as Lori Vallow Daybell, was born Lori Noreen Cox on June 26, 1973. A former beauty queen. 1995. First married. October 1995. Lori married William Lagioia when she was 22 years old. They had a son named Colby in 1996, before divorcing in 1998. 2001. Second married. In 2001, Lori married Joseph Anthony Ryan Jr., who legally adopted Colby. The couple's biological daughter, Tylee, was born in 2002. They divorced in 2005. 2006. Third married. In February 2006, Lori married Charles Anthony Vallow, in Las Vegas, Nevada. Charles, who was a lifelong Catholic, converted to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, LDS, for Lori. 2007. In 2007, Lori's brother, Alex Cox, attacked Ryan, Lori's ex-husband, claiming he had been abusive to Lori and the children. Alex Cox, Lori's brother, was sentenced to jail for the incident. 2013. In 2013, Lori and Charles adopted a boy named J.J. Vallow. He is Charles' grandnephew. Meanwhile, the second ex-husband of Lori was later found dead in his apartment in 2018 from a heart attack. 2019. February 2019. According to Charles Vallow, Lori informed him that she no longer cared about him or JJ. She claimed to be the reincarnated wife of Joseph Smith and vanished for 58 days. The same month, Charles filed for divorce, citing threats to his life, as well as the theft of $35,000 from their joint bank accounts and his truck. He sought a protective order against Lori at the advice of his attorney. On July 11, 2019, Charles was shot and killed in Chandler, Arizona, by Lori's brother Alex Cox, who claimed self-defense. Cox alleged that he confronted Charles about abusing his sister and retrieved his gun in response to being struck with a bat. Police did not pursue the matter further, and Tylee and JJ, the children, witnessed the incident. On October 9, 2019, Tammy reported being shot at in her driveway by a masked man with a supposed defective paintball marker. The perpetrator was not identified. 10 days later, Tammy was found dead in her home, apparently from natural causes. Chad claimed that she had retired the previous night, with a terrible cough, and died in her sleep. Who is Chad Daybell? Mr. Daybell is an author who has written several apocalyptic novels loosely based on Mormon religious teachings. His wife is Tammy Daybell. Tammy's body was not autopsied initially due to Chad's refusal and the coroner's acceptance of his decision. Chad Daybell received life insurance payouts after Tammy's death totaling $430,000. In late 2019, Lori Vallow relocated with JJ and Tylee to Rexburg, Idaho, close to where Mr. Daybell lived. Shortly afterwards, Tammy Daybell died. September 8, 2019, at Yellowstone National Park with her brother JJ, her mother Lori, and her uncle Alex Cox had a picture together visiting the park. On September 23, 2019, a doorbell video captured JJ playing with a friend, the last known footage of him. His final confirmed sighting was at Rexburg's Kennedy Elementary School. The next day, on September 24, Lori contacted the school to inform them that she was withdrawing JJ from classes to homeschool him. In October 2019, Lori's eldest son from her initial marriage, Colby Ryan, transferred funds to his younger half-sister Tylee's account. Despite expressing concern about Tylee's well-being through text messages, he received replies from her phone assuring him of her safety, but explaining she was too occupied to engage in a conversation. As Colby's repeated calls to Tylee remained unanswered, his anxiety heightened. The meeting of Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell. Let's go back to year 2018. Lori Vallow became interested in the author of the book, Chad Daybell's. They met for the first time at an event called Preparing a People. They immediately connected to each other. Chad said to Lori that they had been married in 7 previous lifetimes. From then on they become communicating to each other. Lori developed a strong attachment to Chad and his teachings. On December 5, 2018, Chad and Lori appeared together on the Preparing a People podcast episode, Time to Warrior Up. Chad later stayed at the Vallow residence. Chad and Lori shared a well-documented obsession with certain Mormon-influenced apocalyptic beliefs, which Chad discussed in numerous books and podcasts. They beliefs in zombies and apocalypse. Doomsday cult. November 2019. Chad and Lori were married in Hawaii, and the couple resided in a gated community in Kauai. They reportedly sustained their lifestyle using the money Chad Daybell had received from his wife's life insurance. On November 26, police visited Lori's townhouse in Rexburg for a welfare check on JJ at the request of his grandmother. The concern arose because Tylee and JJ were not responding to messages, and Lori informed them that JJ was with her friend. This raised an alarm for the family, questioning why JJ was not at school. The police investigated Lori Vallow's reference to a friend named Melanie Gibb, who stated that she had not seen JJ in several months. Upon checking Lori's residence, it was found to be abandoned. Neighbors reported witnessing Lori and her brother, Alex Cox, packing a truck outside her home one night. Melanie Gibb, the friend of Lori, revealed that she was asked by Lori to tell lie about the children, but she refused. December 2019, finally announcing on December 21 that the children are officially missing. From December 2019 to January 2020, law enforcement agencies intensified their investigation into the disappearances of the children, as well as Tammy's death. Wife of Chad Daybell. Evidence was collected, and Tammy's body was exhumed for an autopsy. Colby, the first son of Lori, along with JJ's grandparents, the Woodcocks, pleaded with the Daybells to return the children, even offering a $20,000 reward. Investigators expressed concern for the children's safety, asserting that they were not with Chad and Lori and that Lori had refused to cooperate with the investigation, opting to leave the state with Chad instead. Alex Cox, Lori Vallow brother, died on December 12, 2019. His death was attributed to blood clots and high blood pressure, following a December 2019 post-mortem examination that revealed Tammy Daybell had died by asphyxiation. The investigation. Storage locker. Authorities focused on a storage locker that was rented by Lori in October 2019. They discovered belongings linked to Tylee and JJ, including clothing, bikes, and photographs. These items had been left behind when Lori abruptly left Rexburg in late November 2019. Video footage captured Lori and her brother, Alex Cox, moving items to and from the locker before her departure. On February 20, 2020, Lori was arrested in Hawaii. On March 24, reported on documents showing that Chad and Lori became convinced that Tylee and JJ were possessed and had become zombies. She told the court she had spoken to Jesus and that her children and Tammy Daybell were happy and extremely busy in heaven. On June 10, police found human remains buried in what was believed to be a pet cemetery at Chad's home during a search of the premises. The Woodcock and Ryan families confirmed that the human remains found on Chad's property were those of Tylee and JJ. 2021. On May 25, 2021, Chad and Lori were indicted on charges of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and grand theft by deception for the deaths of Tylee, JJ and Tammy. Lori was also charged with grand theft related to Social Security survivor benefits. Chad faced an insurance fraud charge related to a life insurance policy he had on Tammy Daybell, for which he was the beneficiary and received funds after her death. In June 2021, Lori was indicted for conspiracy to murder Charles Vallow, her ex-husband. 2023. On March 21, 2023, the judge removed the death penalty from Lori Vallow due to newly uncovered DNA evidence, discovered too close to the trial to be tested and admitted into court. On May 12, 2023, Laurie Vallow Daybell was found guilty of all criminal charges in a Boise, Idaho, courtroom. On July 31, 2023, she was sentenced to consecutive life sentences for, respectively, the murder of Tylee, the murder of JJ, and the conspiracy to commit murder charge of Tammy, in addition to fines and restitution for the grand theft charges. In November 2023, Laurie was extradited to Arizona to face her murder charges there. Chad Daybell faces 6 charges. He is charged with murder in the death of his first wife, Tammy Daybell, and in the deaths of his wife Laurie Vallow Daybell's children, 7-year-old Joshua, JJ, Vallow and 16-year-old Tylee Ryan. He is also charged with conspiracy to commit murder in all 3 deaths. In the deaths of JJ and Tylee, that conspiracy charge also includes conspiracy to commit grand theft by deception. Laurie Vallow Daybell was convicted of grand theft for taking the children's social security checks after their deaths. He has pleaded not guilty. A jury won't hear Chad Daybell's case until March of